Hello everybody, welcome to WD18, the Watford Fan channel with Sam Yuko, Charlie Zero, myself, Jacob Culture. We're here at the Junction Cap. 1 year on, we worked out earlier. The last time was Portsmouth at home when Quadro Bar did the famous dance in front of the away end. We won that day 3-2.
2-1 wasn't it?
2-1, it felt like a 3-2.
Limbs.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Norwich yesterday, 3-2 at home. It finished Watford 3, Norwich City 2 at Vicarage Road. In the early kick-off, Sam, I have to say I hate early kick-offs at Vicarage Road. I don't know why, I just always have this feeling we never start that well. And we didn't yesterday. But how are you first off, mate?
I'm really good. It's been a while since I've been on a video, actually. A couple of weeks.
I always feel like you start with that.
Yeah.
Does it always feel quite long when you do these videos?
Like, particularly this season, like since I've gone full-time with my job, like, and there's been a lot of weekends working.
Yeah.
It feels like, you know, my consistent flow on videos, it just hasn't been there, and I need to up that. Like,
you're struggling to get a run of form together?
Yeah, I'm looking at myself, and to be honest with you...
What I would say, Sam, you're looking great today. What is this you're wearing?
Oh, yeah, so, new jumpers. WD18 official merch.
This is incredible. I don't know if we can do it on air. Should we go up to the camera?
Go up to it. There we go.
There you go. So we've got one of them, we've got one of these as well. We will float it out there, Charlie. Actually, I'll let you float it out there because it was Charlie's idea to get this going. We've had some consultation between all three of us about what will work, the sizing.
Some intense meetings, creative meetings, brainstorms.
Charlie, what's are we going to fly it out there? Potentially, we could be offering these.
Absolutely, yeah. No, we've always thought about the idea, and yeah, we spoke about different ideas, designs. With the fast nature of Watford FC and players and managers, we didn't want to settle. So it's a simple design of Orns, classic, and we've got the WD18 logo on the sleeve, and yeah, really comfy. It's from a company called Banana Moon, really reliable company. The quality is really good. I've got a hoodie. These guys have both got jumpers.
But what we are going to say to everybody is, if you're watching this video and you like the look of what we're wearing, leave a like. If we get to 100, 150, let's say 100, let's say if we can get to a ton, not that the England batsman can do that at the minute, apart from Joe Root on Australian soil. But if you fancy it, leave a like. All the proceeds would go to Hertfordshire Mind if we were going to sell these. But it fits nice, Sam. What are you giving it out of 10?
Yeah, lovely. I'd give it a solid 9.82 out of 10.
What's it lacking?
That's
Charlie wearing it?
Question, yeah. Well,
what we could do as well. We want to get the 100 likes, but also get in the comments if you are interested, so we can really gather if there's interest for it. And it doesn't have to just be a black hoodie or a black sweatshirt. We can do it in navy. We can have it in this design, but we can have it navy, different colours, different sizes. So if there is an interest, we will make them available to buy. And like Jacob said, any money that we make any proceeds we make from this will be going to Hertfordshire Mind, which we all know, fantastic local mental health charity.
A huge shout out to Hertfordshire Mind as well, as always, brought to you in partnership with Hertfordshire Minds. And where else can people go, Sam?
To the Mad Squirrel, or as we are today, the Junction Cap.
How was your breakfast?
Do you know what? So we let me know your thoughts on this egg royale, because someone said to me the other day, you scream a bit of egg royale. I didn't really know how to take it.
You scream of a bit of egg royale?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You reek of it.
Yeah. 2 poached eggs, avocado, salmon on toast, absolutely superb. Sourdough toast as well, Sam. Sam opted not to have anything to eat. We've had a couple of cappuccinos, a couple of teas, bit of water, bit of orange juice on offer.
Yeah, the offering here is just fantastic, and I'd have loved to have eaten something, but due to me being in a bit of a running training block at the moment,
you can't eat.
I can eat. I just particularly selective over what I'm gonna have a bowl of rice.
Tell me what you're having pre-workout, pre-run.
So when I get home today, I'm gonna have a bowl of rice.
Hey?
And a pint of electrolytes before I run 16 kilometres this afternoon.
Wow. You can't enjoy eating that.
No, it's
Is that recommended?
Yeah, it's just pure carbs.
Who's your nutritionist, Sam?
Release.
I'm slightly concerned by that diet, mate. Where's your greens? Where's your fruit and veg?
No, that comes afterwards, but pre-run, just pure
rice.
Carbs. Yeah.
Not pasta?
I can do pasta, it doesn't really matter. I've had a lot of pasta at the minute. A lot of pesto as well. Oh, what an unbelievable sauce. Oh, God, can we have top 3 things to have on pasta?
If a Watford player was pesto, which player would it be?
It's got a bit of flair about it, hasn't it?
But also consistently reliable any time.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Mama.
Oh my words! There's something
I
about
feel like Mama though is a bit more exotic, like a bit more like a mushroom and cream sauce would be Mama. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't want to be stereotypical,
Jeremy?
but couscous, Moroccan.
Could be. Jeremy, I think, is pesto.
Right, we've got to that point. Should we talk about yesterday's game?
Jeremy,
Charlie sort of giving me the daggers
Jeremy,
go, mate.
Jeremy Pesto Ngakia. That's his new nickname.
Right, let's talk about yesterday.
God.
Watford 3, Norwich City 2.
My heart.
We talk about good bits of energy to get. Let's talk about donuts, because Watford, not in terms of the performance, I'm talking about the shape.
Players?
The shape yesterday, right? Where was the midfield? I'm going straight into it. Like, there's no hanging about here. I know we won 3-2, but because Javi said it as well. Basically, there was just the reason I say donut was because there was stuff at the back which wasn't necessarily very good. We'll go on to that. Stuff going forward, which was a bit better. Nothing in the middle, and it was for turnovers yesterday. Every time a team cleared the ball, whether it be Watford or Norwich, the other team were just in every single time. For a neutral, a fantastic game of football. I was lucky enough to be next to Charlie, who I don't think enjoyed it as much.
You're not a neutral though, are you?
I'm not a neutral, no, and I don't think we enjoyed it as much. Javi's heart attack cornets, if you might want to call it, but wow.
We will say, so the two lads were in the recruit yesterday watching it. I was on a flight for the first half. So when I landed and I saw we were 2-1 down, I did think, and I saw Josh Sargent scored again.
Yeah.
His record against us is honestly fine. I can't remember a player to have such a good record against us. Like Salah's record against us is unbelievable.
Jefferson in 5 years. Thank you, Josh, because you have paid for today's breakfast. Anytime goal scorer, a banker.
Reveal
Yeah,
that.
he did that, yeah.
How much did you stick on?
Just a tenner.
18 over, please, gamma responsible.
Yeah, £10 returns £30. Lovely breakfast.
Take
Printing money, yeah.
Get egg royales for that.
I'm still angry I didn't have that bet after Daniel Jefferson bag. So
Jebba.
yeah, but what do you think of that first goal?
God.
But start the game.
No, listen, do you know what? Let's
Shall we go right
let's
from
go
the-
right from the start. The lineup that Javi picked. Because Kiembe came in from the start, obviously he came off the bench against Birmingham. We've gone with the midfield two of them. Georgie starting on the left hand side. And you look at it and you go, one of the big things at Birmingham was the fact that the number 10, we didn't play with the number 10, so it was asking one of the strikers to drop in, and he went with the same again. And some people are looking at Javi going, is he quite set in his ways with his system, Sam? Is that fair?
Yeah, I think so. And there were some reservations about the lineup beforehand. I think Hector Cipriano, as much as I love him, was probably rightly dropped after a really, really poor first half away at Birmingham. And it's a 3-game week, so hopefully he can fully recharge himself and be back for Tuesday night ready to go. But yeah, I think we're seeing some real issues with the shape at the moment. We're just getting overrun, particularly in the middle of the park, regardless of who the personnel is in there. And we've got one of the best operators in the league in Imran Loser, and even he, I think, is struggling in the shape at times, to be honest. Maybe
Why
that's
is
a bit
that?
harsh.
It's the shape, Jacob. 4-4-2. There's a reason no top teams play it. It's the spaces in the midfield. And you mentioned on turnovers there were so many chances. There's more from build-up. There was like 2 or 3 passes that they could just get through. And I think it's a real issue. And I think if we're playing against any decent side, they're going to have the freedom against us to create chances. And thankfully Norwich weren't clinical enough and we got away with it. And having Kiembe in there, I think Hector's got a bit more athleticism, dynamism to get around the pitch and close those spaces. But once you beat the 2 of Dumbury and Kurumgard, I mean, those spaces in between the lines are so...
We need to play with the 10, don't we?
I really worry about the game on the 20th against Stoke, a team who I think this season under Mark Robbins have been really good on the turnover. I know we're looking ahead already.
Yeah.
We haven't even
They
started
got
looking
battered
at the
yesterday.
match. Yeah, they did, didn't they? The way at Sheffield United was like 4-0, 3-0, 4-0.
Sam looking ahead to 14 days' time.
Yeah. I do
got
worry.
5 games before them.
I do worry though about that shape, and I do think it's something that the Javi urgently needs to rectify, and a little bit of deja vu maybe actually from his first
In what
spell,
way?
in terms of just a reluctance to move away from this shape.
But I think it worked in his first spell because you had Etienne Capoue and Decore.
Who
And also you
cover
had
that ground,
Husey
of course,
drifting
yeah.
into the 10.
Yeah.
You had Pereira drifting inside.
Yeah.
I mean, quality.
That's what I think
I
mattered.
do think at times we were still a little bit, particularly when it wasn't working. We look at the last 7 games of that season. After we beat Wolves in the semi-final, we had a really poor end to the season, and obviously started the following season really badly. And I from memory, looking back at that, we could have potentially moved away from the 4-4-2. And I'm sort of thinking about that now, because it is. You said this yesterday to me, Charlie. We spoke about this off camera before. We're going in 4 of our last 5 games have gone 1-0 down. We're starting every game with one hand behind our back.
But then if you flip it, Sam, there's no team that has 1 more points from losing positions than Watford.
Which is brilliant. I commend them.
So people say that you know it shows a lot about the character and the personality of the team. Which let's be honest, a couple of years ago we weren't very good at. As soon as we went down, we were never going to get back into games. Now we're doing that, but I guess the question is that you can get away with that for so long, Charlie.
It's just not sustainable. We've had 1 clean sheet, probably the lowest in the Championship. So every game you're going in 1-0 down or 1 goal behind. So I mean, it's just not sustainable, and especially with our defenders recently, we'll probably get on to Caben, and thought Matty was excellent second half, but he didn't have the best first half. So yeah, Javi's got some decisions to make. We spoke about in the last video. I think the 4-2-3-1. I think if Kayembe in front and Hector and we haven't seen Mendy yet. Like I'm not that excited about him, but having
both.
Yeah, both big and little Mendy. But having Mendy just as like a holding midfielder to be in there, and didn't Leicester compare him to Kante? Do you know what I mean? Like if you're playing that system, you need someone who has that have those legs.
Should we go right back to the start? We talked about the lineup. We talked about where potentially we need to tweak it. That first goal, lads, is really, really soft. Actually, both goals. We just do both goals anyway because
before that, we conceded a shot after 15 seconds. We made Norwich, who were 23rd in the league. They were right on it, and we looked rattled and all over the place.
Popping the ball about freely.
We should mention that Norwich actually came into this on the back of a win and a draw, and there's a little bit of a lift with Philip Clement there, and they've got, I think he's a top manager really. Like for Norwich, where they find themselves in, they probably couldn't have done much better in getting him in, and I think you can instantly tell that they've got confidence. But I think what you saw in the second half is they're not fit, that Norwich team. Yeah. And I think he even said it when they came in. They really dropped off second half, which I think we capitalised on. But Sam, we should come out the blocks slowly every single time in these half-12 kickoffs. I don't know whether it's the atmosphere. I don't know whether it's the players being a bit leggy. What is it? Because it seems like a theme. When was the last time we started one of those games quickly?
Yeah.
In the early kickoff. I can't remember.
It's a really good point. I mean, in the stands yesterday as well, Charlie, I walked up 5 minutes before kickoff started with my latte in one hand, Charlie's cup of tea in the other hand, handed it over to Charles, and just looked at each other and went, nah,
really?
not feeling this, yeah.
We're to blame.
Maybe it's
having a tea before, having a chat like minutes in, do you know what I
mean? We just started so slowly, and the issue is when Norwich are having that, and they came flying out the traps, and you know it was difficult after 15-20 minutes to tell who was second bottom of the league and who were in the middle of the table. We just started so slowly. I think in hindsight should have done better with that chance in the first 15-20 seconds. I think they should have had a penalty as well. And Ngakia tangling legs with Josh Sargent.
Clement wanted a penalty for that.
Yeah, I watched it back and I did think that's the other way I'm fuming, to be honest. So I think.
Talk to me about the goal, Sam, the first one. Who's at fault for that?
I think it's Mark Bowler, who we've been really complimentary about this season. Firstly, the cross that came in was so easy.
Doesn't Ngakia have to get closer though?
Yeah,
even losers involved there. Do you know what I mean? The intensity was.
Yeah.
And that was the difference between the two teams in the first half.
Yeah.
They were at it, intensity and duels and stuff like that. And we were just passing.
I mean, I must say with Norwich, if they find a way to sustain that over 90 minutes, they'll be completely fine, won't they?
They'll be fine.
Clever bit of movement, by the way, from Sargent. That was actually Premier League movement. The way he sort of went one way, Bowler's been sucked in, and then he peels off him. Yeah, and it's a great delivery. For me, lads, I have to be honest. I agree about Bowler. That can happen. Yeah. And actually, for the winner, it's similar to Birmingham where he's made that overlap and he's cut it back. But I think Ngakia has to get tight on the cross there. Yeah. You cannot let that ball come in, because actually, at the end of the day, lads, we're not good at defending crosses. We're good actually going that way with crosses, but going the other way. Yeah, it's a struggle. Yeah, and then, so we're saying Bowler for that one, right?
Yeah.
From that point onwards,
oh my gosh, like this week.
Talk about the Georgie incident.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the Georgie incident first, actually, because was that at one? Was that at?
Yeah.
That was
1-0. So they were attacking, and we had a counter. Marma, excellent bit of plays, but Georgie in, and I was so frustrated with this passage play. Georgie he's deceptively quick, and he's through on goal basically. I think Kellen Fisher's racing back, and Georgie's got the run on him, and he gets there before, and the touch is a bit strong. For me, I wouldn't have a bit of street smarts. If he leaves his foot there, their player takes him out, and it's a straight red. I don't think it was a penalty. I think it was outside the box.
He would have been off.
But Georgie's had a loose touch, and then to make things worse, he's dived into a ball that he's never getting, and he's injured himself in the process. And it's like, if he just has a bit of... I know he's just coming back, like it's his first start since March or something like that, but... And it was one of those moments, the crowd was up and he's got a lot of time to think about it. But even if he jumps over the player and he just doesn't go in the keeper, because he does get injured from that moment. But if he leaves his foot there, Kellen Fisher takes him out, red card, and
he's gone.
He's gone. So I think the biggest disappointment is that Georgie could be injured after yesterday. We only saw...
It's an injury crisis at the moment, actually. Going forward, we've spoken about how exciting our attacking options are with Rocco Vata, Quadro Bar, Shat Patate. They're all out. Hopefully Aaron Kunda's going to be back midweek, or at least for Wrexham next week. It's a little bit of an injury crisis at the moment, I think. We're really lacking pace.
But then also, if you flip it, lads, and you talk about the injury crisis, if you actually look at our form, you know, we're unbeaten there's only one defeat in our last 6, 7, and it was Birmingham away.
Yeah.
Because that's telling the whole story.
Yeah, I do think like there's been some comparisons recently. Javi's played 10 games now at Watford, and people were saying Pezzolano had 9 and Javi been there on the same points maybe. But if you look, Javi's not had Bar, he's not had Rocco Vata.
We're playing better.
Yeah, and we're scoring a lot more goals, which Hertfordshire are going to be pleased about, and we're all pleased about. We don't mind. We did win yesterday's game. I know we're quite down, but the context.
It's really good to give the context, because actually it is another win on the boards, and actually we wanted to talk about probably one of the biggest positives, which is Luka Karumkor, because when you watch the game back, you sometimes do feel that he can be more involved in the link-up and he can be involved in those extra... But actually, he said it himself. You put the ball in the cross, put the crosses into the box, he will deliver. Yeah. The first one, winning your second ball, Ngaki winning that header, putting it back in the mixer, and then, I mean, the keeper, why is he not catching that?
The most championship goal ever, by the way. I think the ball... 5 touches, none of it was on the floor.
Fair play to Matty.
Yeah.
Decent header from a long way out.
Yeah.
Also, the keeper has had a moment.
Also, Ngaki winning the corner. That was a great bit of play, wasn't it?
Yeah,
when he goes around the corner.
Yeah. And he does well to win the second one to keep it live, doesn't he?
Karumkor, where he needs to be.
Yeah.
And at 1-1, you're thinking, okay, Watford have woken up, we're back in the game. It's a little bit of a gift in the respect from the keeper. Karumkor's not going to miss it from there. But then it's one ball from Kenny McLean. Straight up. This is one
we've seen this week, by the way, arguably the 3 worst goals that we've conceded this season. The 2 at Birmingham and then this one, the second goal. Oh my word. Charlie, do you want to...
I'm glad we didn't do a post-match pint, because that second goal is...
Did they have your head on Mars?
It's abhorrent. It's so bad. And Kevin Caben, we've praised him. He has been really good, but I think he's in a bad moment at the moment. And it's one long ball from Kenny McLean, direct. And for some reason, he's not looking at it. He's thinking, where's Sargent?
What do you think he's thinking there? Because he's not even looking at the ball.
Yeah, I sent you a screen grab, didn't I? Maybe I'll drop it in this video. Where he's looking at like Baxter, if anything, and the ball's like coming down. He doesn't know where Sargent is. Sargent brings it down, he gets a shot off. Baxter makes a save. And even then, Caben kind of...
Time sort of so still.
He doesn't know where Sargent is. He doesn't really do anything. If anything, he kind of like... He doesn't even run. And Ngaki tries to come in, and then there's a decent cross, but one of the worst goals you'll see defensively. And I was saying, if Javi doesn't make a change, it'd be worrying, whether that be shape or personnel.
Would you drop Ben?
Yeah, I think he needs some time out of the team now. His head's
not there.
Yeah, like we've seen very similar to Kanate at the moment. But when we've got a banker and Max Lane on the bench, Javi, fair play to him, made the switch, and Max Lane I thought was excellent. Again, I can't remember. People say sometimes he hasn't done well when he's played like right back and stuff like that, but I think every time he's played for us, he's been great.
I think with Elaine, I mean, first going back to that goal, like horrific defending all round. I think when I was in the ground, for some reason I thought at the time, could Baxter come and get it? And watching the highlights back, it was all Kevin Caben. Just really poor all round. And Elaine was impressive when he came on, other than a moment where he let one of the Norwich forwards get in front of him and they missed a 1-on-1 because of it.
But if he would have brought him down,
he'd been sent off. Yeah, I think
Banquet probably would have brought him down.
Yeah, I think even from an intensity point of view, because Elaine is probably our best defender with the ball at his feet coming through the Man City. They had to be. When we're on the back foot, when we're behind like that, or we're chasing a win, I think Elaine is a really good option because he's able to get the ball forward quickly.
He just moves it quicker. He starts it when, like in the first half, watching Pollock and Caben.
Yeah,
there's a funny moment I can't remember in the Rookery, and they were commentating going, Caben to Pollock, to Gakpo, to Pollock, to Caben. Do you know what I mean? Because our build up, those boys aren't.
Matty looks a lot better next to Elaine as well.
Yeah, but those boys just aren't as good as building up. Whereas Elaine can make things out, and the Banco can as well.
Yeah. What changed from first to second half then?
think Javi would have given them a rocket, wouldn't he? I'd reckon he'd been fuming, and rightly so. Just the intensity a little bit went up. It was a basketball match in that second half, just back and forth.
Which actually, if that's a tactical decision, that absolutely suits us, because as I said at the top about Norwich's form,
but Jacob, if we played a decent team, we could have lost 4-5-1.
And this is my point: we've got away with it against a team who are physically not at their peak, have injuries as well. The squad depth isn't great, and actually the left side with Fisher has been a real weak point for them this season. My point is that I agree. If that was the plan, I don't know, probably not. But ultimately, we get away with it against a team like Norwich in this moment. Is there slight concern, bigger picture, about us coming up against better teams and losing that game? Because ultimately, I felt when watching it back after the event, thinking we've kind of got away with one a little bit here. I felt a draw was a fair result.
I think a draw would have been fair. Norwich missed how many chances in that second half?
The second half, 1-1.
They almost had 2 XG, and I was surprised. I thought it could have been more.
We had 1.
Yeah.
And actually, the header for Kurumgor again. It's Ngakia with the
some
delivery.
positivity. Let's get
Ngakia with the delivery, Kurumgor with the header. That is a top header. From where he's actually made contact with the ball on the top of the 18-yard box, just inside the 18-yard box. But it's the fact that there's not a lot of pace on the cross, really. And it's out of nothing, really. You're a massive fan of Kurumgor, Charlie. What was it about him at the minute?
Yeah, I think the caveat is like there's a lot to his game that he needs to work on and improve. I think physically, like, he needs to be stronger when holding up the ball. Get Troy down for even at London Colney, kind of teach him how to use his body. But I think that will come. He's a big lad. I think he just needs to learn how to use it, when to hold the player off, how to pin defenders. But when it comes to finishing, I think he's got 6 goals now for next year of 2.8. And I just think Ngakia's got 3 assists for him now, all same, movement great. Derby gets a goal out of nothing. Yesterday was a goal out of nothing. Really nice bit of movement as well, where Ngakia's got the ball and he holds, and then he knows he's getting the ball and he just gets in front of his defender.
And he goes to the blind side of the defender as well.
And the header's just pure class. And I think he's a young lad, already got 6 goals.
I think it's 7, isn't it?
I think it's 6. He's got really high potential. And
22.
I just think his finishing's exceptional, and I'm really excited to have him. It's interesting with Dumbia. I didn't think Dumbia played as well, but for me it's just like, let's get crosses in, because we're still not putting that many crosses in.
But you know why, lads? When you think about it, because Mama, as bright as he is, wants to drift inside. Bowler's only going to give you that cross on the outside, and Gaki's going to give you the cross. That's not that sort of place. You're relying on your 2 fullbacks.
Yeah.
And if we're not getting that, Sam,
Gaki's our main creative force, isn't it?
Yeah.
And even for the winner.
Yeah, even for the winner, Mark Bowler. I mean, he loves that pass from Otman Mama, the Trivella, the outside of the
sauce.
We've seen that now. Must be 4 or 5 times he's done that pass.
How good is he, Mama? I'm shocked how good he is.
Do you know, because it's more the strides he's even taken within. That must be game number 5, game number 6 for him. And when he first had, I think it was it Derby he might have started. Or he made a cameo in his first game back after the Under-20 World Cup, where he obviously got player of the tournament and he won the Young African Player of the Year as well, I think. And you look at him a couple of times in those early cameos and think, physically he's not with it, but the strides he's made it in 5 games is just absolutely phenomenal. And you know, he is right up there with, if we look at the young players who have come through, I think at this stage he's better than what Spria was. Probably not as good as what Zhao was at this point, maybe, you could argue. But he's definitely up there, and I think we'll flip big money on him already.
Is there a concern, sorry to put a bit of a down on it, that he will get called up to the Morocco squad for AFCON? Because Loser could also be off.
No, yeah. I spoke to Adam yesterday, and apparently they've got a big Adam Drury from Watford Observer, and he mentioned they've got a big 50-man squad. I thought they already announced it. Apparently Loser and Mama, there is a chance that they could go to AFCON, which would be a worry because he's been one of our best players since he's played. But you said about flipping money on him, 200 grand we got him for. How much is he worth now?
Already?
Wow. Well over 10 mil in 5 games.
Well, you got that's unbelievable.
And obviously with the World Cup,
the under-20 World Cup instantly boosted by about 5 mil. But I think what you're seeing now is a player who looks really fit as well, and he's playing with this sort of
Swag.
carefree swagger.
You know what? Like maybe I'm jumping the gun, and I don't know too much about Moroccan football. And we talk about AFCON here. If he carries one like this, he'll be going to the World Cup in the summer. He will be. Well, I don't know why that's been greeted with silence.
Can I just say,
there.
Sam's delivered that and Junction Cap's full silent.
Yeah, I don't know why that greeted silence. As if that's an unpopular
It just
opinion.
had more impact
Yeah.
when you delivered it, when you went silent.
You can't see because on the table, but I just had my hand.
Who's in Morocco's group?
I don't know on the top of my head. England's
right.
group, by the way.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Is it Group R with France, Senegal, Norway? That's a tasty group. Anyway,
Yeah.
the lovely pre-assist. Bowler again, very similar to that Birmingham goal.
Yeah.
With the getting to the byline, cutting it back, and Tom Ince, 100 championship goals for Tom Ince. Why are you wincing?
I wince when I watch it. No, fair play to him.
Did well to keep down.
Yeah, should the keeper have saved it?
Well,
I think their keeper had
Yeah, they weren't happy.
You certainly had a shocker, lads. How was Dundee not scored from close range? I mean, it's a Gordon Banks-esque save from the keeper.
Don't know about that. Straight at him. Great ball by
Yeah,
Loser.
but mate, it's about 3 yards out.
It's just hit him, the keeper.
Yeah.
Dumbush should have scored that, but yeah, fair play to Wince for following it up. I just, fair play to him. I'm not going to put him down. Like he got the goal, got the moment. But I think the difference in the second half and what pleased me was the reaction of the players. I thought the players got that result, not Javi. Javi didn't make a change to make us more kind of sustainable. He did towards the end to kind of kill the game off. Kipriani went at the back, but I thought the players' application, work rate, desire to make chances, that really changed from the first half. And to be fair to Javi, maybe he got them fired up, and maybe, do you know what I mean? He's got that buy-in. Maybe that's something that Pesolano wouldn't have got that reaction. But I thought the players showed real intent, and I thought in the second half we were a lot better, weren't we?
Loser was awarded player of the match again.
Was he?
Yeah, I saw that.
Agree? Or was it K9?
I think it's Marner for me. I think he dragged us back into that game.
I want a special mention to Matty, particularly in the second half. Maybe not in the first half, but huge block against Josh Sargent.
Yeah.
They've squared it across, and I'm like, oh no, here we go. And somehow it's gone over. And Matty was there. He was diving, headering when it was round people's ankles and stuff. So, and I think I said it about. We said it. What was he's got to take off Caben or Matty, which one? And I was like, just keep on Matty because you know you're going to get.
Particularly when the game is stretched, for someone who's not that quick, he's really good in those positions, particularly when 50-50s. We have to talk about 50-50 in a second from Edo Kayembe. But you know that like Matty is going to go
See that doing the rounds.
full-blooded into a 50-50.
Yeah.
Unlike Kayembe.
And another one honourable mention I want to give to is Jeremy Ngakia. Because yesterday, especially in the second half, in transition, because we were so open, he had a lot of one-on-ones he had to deal with. He put Sargent on his arse for one of them, which pleased Vicky Rhodes, and he had a lot down the right, and he's got the highest tackles in defensive third. Like, there's a bit of a narrative online about.
He splits opinion, doesn't he?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know why, because there's an argument, genuinely, outside of Loser, there's an argument that our two fullbacks have been our players of the season, Bowler and Ngakia.
I don't get the Ngakia hate. Like, he might make small mistakes, but for me, the fact that he's now like one of my most creative players, and I think defensive wise, like 1v1, I think he's so solid.
It's interesting that narrative around Ngakia. Is that because he's been part of previous teams that Watford fans haven't liked?
Definitely that's probably creeps into it. I don't know his whole career stats, but he might have more goal involvements this season than he's done in his whole career combined.
He scored two, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's a really interesting point. When you look at the difference between the first half and the second half, it's probably, if you looked at the average positions, I haven't got it up here, but I think if you looked at the two fullbacks, getting so much higher, and even at 2-2, Bowler's run, I mean, as we said, the ball from Mam is fantastic, but Bowler making that run at that point of the game at 2-2, I think previously we maybe would have not taken a 2-2, but would we have been a bit more conservative with that, and the positions meant that ultimately it freed up the two wide players as well.
I don't think Bowler had a great game yesterday.
No.
But he's been huge for us.
Another moment.
If you think of our left-hand side,
Yeah.
we haven't got. We've just got right wingers, haven't we? Playing there, they've been there, and I think that's very much Javi ball. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
But
Because he relies on the fullbacks, doesn't
yeah, and I think he's been excellent. We saw Ipswich away, we saw Birmingham, and we saw again. So
what would we change for Sheffield Wednesday then, lads?
the shape. We've got to pat that midfield because we can't be this open. We don't want to discredit Sheffield Wednesday, but we have to. 3 points is minimum.
Particularly we don't win two games.
We don't know what the other alternative is.
We
It'll be criminal if we don't win, but I think Javi's just got to look at it long term and think what's going to be sustainable. And like play Kayembe in the 10. I don't mind that. I don't even mind seeing a bit of Musa. But you know what I mean? Like,
I think Kiembe's a 10 though, isn't he?
Yeah,
you have Cipriani losing, Kiembe in the 10. That's a solid championship midfield triangle.
And then just let the, do you know what I mean? Let the wide players get the fullbacks up.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people saying as well, and I wouldn't do this, do you rest Imran Loser like midweek? Because he's one yellow from a suspension.
You said you would.
No, but Sam...
You said you would.
But
Yeah,
Sam,
but then Charlie, I said to what I'd said I'd rest Imran Loser, and Charlie goes, what's the alternatives? And I go, maybe not then.
but
Actually.
I remember hearing the commentator against Birmingham saying he gets wiped out soon.
Yeah.
The 5 yellow. So I think
Yeah.
you risk it. And also, I don't think we're not in the position to be dropping and resting Imran Loser.
Yeah.
Not dropping, resting Imran Loser.
I think Cipriani comes back in midweek.
I hope so, because he's a good player.
Yeah, just needed a game, I think, just to reset a bit.
I think we know with Cipriani, you have to play the 3 midfield though, don't you?
Yeah.
Again, to be fair, lads, I don't think many midfielders can play the 2 just in general in modern football
who else
without
plays-
any protection.
Who plays 4-4-2 in modern football? No one.
Yeah.
Well, one of my things yesterday when watching it back was the space in the midfield. You mentioned that Kiembe incident with the 50-50, but the biggest thing for me was, granted, it's poor from Kiembe, but the space behind him. There was no protection for the back.
So-
I
So
mentioned
tell you
the
what,
donut shape I mentioned at the start.
Do you know what? Do you know what it reminds me of? Ange Ball, not sustainable. And like we talk about our injury crisis, the players looked knackered yesterday because they were trying to cover so much ground. Do you know what I mean? Loser and Kayembe are like trying to get to the wide areas. The attackers are trying to provide the width, and I don't think it's sustainable. We're going to pick up a lot more injuries if they're set up like that. So it's going to be interesting if Javi sticks with this 4-4-2.
Do you think he will?
Yeah.
I think so as well.
Is that because he's weathered in his ways?
Interesting comments on the Watford Observer, because Adam did ask him about the 4-4-2, and I know I haven't read it, but Adam's done a piece about the shape. And Javi was quite angry yesterday and quite scathing, and he was mentioning about the players weren't getting the spacing and stuff right. But for me, that's a player profile issue. How can you expect Kayembe to cover that much ground? And I don't know, Javi knows a lot more about football than me, but
No.
Javi, I'm available if you want a number 2.
If you want the screenshots, Javi, we've got them saved. Lads, what are we thinking for Sheffield Wednesday?
It's a non-negotiable. You have to win a game.
Minimum.
Minimum 3 points. See what the maximum is as well. Because we don't win 2 games in a row either. We haven't this season.
When was the last time we won 2 games in a row?
Fantastic.
Wow, that's a great stat.
2015.
Wow.
Probably.
COVID, we beat Newcastle and all those 2 games straight after
Norwich.
COVID. Norwich and
Welbeck overhead kick.
Well, we
Yeah.
won under Edwards. We won the first 2, didn't we?
Yeah.
Borough,
no.
and then I know we drew. Anyway,
We drew to Birmingham.
Get in the comments and let us know.
When was the last time we
Yeah.
won back-to-back games? We haven't done it this season, have we?
Do you know what? It does worry me a little bit as well that if the midfielders like that again, a player of, I know Sheffield Wednesday are really struggling, but a player of Barry Bannon's quality, which has shone again this season, that if he's able to pull the strings, we are going to struggle against a team who, I think their game got called off yesterday, early in the second half away at Blackburn.
Former Watford Academy graduate Harry Mass,
Yeah,
who's been
from that.
one of their players of the season.
Yeah.
Looks really bright. He'll
Yeah.
be come back to play against us.
I think we need to see a fast start and not let Sheffield Wednesday frustrate us, which is what they'll try and do.
I just want to see a bit more control.
Yeah.
Get loose on the ball, have a bit of a structure.
Because we have it, don't we? We have it.
And let's get our attacking players in good positions, right? We've seen what Marma can do. It's going to be interesting with Georgie, how bad that is. I think it didn't look that bad when I watched it back. It just looked like kind of a clattering. Didn't look like he twisted or got his foot in the ground or anything like that. But he tried to play on and he obviously couldn't. So
On a wider point, lads, just to wrap up, the fact that we didn't play at our best yesterday, and there's been a couple of results like that this season, and we're still picking up points. And you actually look at since Javi's come in, Sheffield United, Coventry, and then Birmingham, the 3 defeats under him. The rest we've either got something from the game or we've won. Is that? Can you flip that into a positive and go, we're not playing great and we're still getting points? If you actually look at the last 6 games, we've only lost 1.
yeah, and if you look at our Heart for Jermaine campaign, £1 for every Watford goal. Last month it was £9, so we're scoring a lot more. So maybe we're worried about our shape defensively, but we're scoring a lot more. Watching yesterday was like I said, it gave me a heart attack. But it was exciting to watch. We're creating chances. We're getting bodies in the box. We've got attackers on the pitch. I'm just worried about going when we play at the other end.
And points from losing positions.
Yeah.
As well. I think it's 16, 17 now.
Most in England, top 4 leagues.
But yeah, I guess you would argue, Sammy, is it sustainable?
It needs to stop. Yeah, it's not sustainable.
But if you're someone who might leave early at a game, you're now thinking, well, Watford's might get back into it at some point. Are you like, you don't leave early, do you?
No, I'm not a leave early man. I'm trying to think. The last time I left a game early.
Watford versus Man City, 5-0 down, left on 18 minutes. We lost 8-0.
Yeah, but when you were in the pub watching the second half, weren't you?
I think I left early last season actually. Leeds at home. We were 4-0 down, 4-1 down. I was called
Daniel
it,
James ripped us that day.
Predictions for Chef Wednesday?
Anyway, who predicted Watford win yesterday?
True. What's the leaderboard saying
Just
now?
the 1 point.
Because I think
Sam
I'm back on top.
Sam got the Birmingham result.
Then it's you and then it's Charles.
I'm bottom, yeah.
Yeah.
It's because I kept predicting 3-3 the whole time.
And it nearly came true yesterday. I don't think we'll get a clean sheet, but I do think we'll win. I'm going to go 3-1 Watford.
I was going to go 2-1.
I'm going to go 3-0 Watford.
Oh.
Clean sheet. Max Lane and Matty Pollard.
Where does that leave us in the table now, lads? I haven't checked.
Well, we're 13th at the minute.
3 points off.
Went up to 9th, didn't we, before the 3 p.m.
QPR are above us, and they've got like a -4 goal difference.
Yeah, that's wild.
I think we're only 3 points off the playoffs. Like the season's there for us. I just
it feels. Do you know what, lads? It does feel like from now. Come on, everyone. Get a bit excited. You think December, and you think again. Said it last season. The January window
It's huge.
will be massive.
I think we saw the first quotes from Gianluca come through, and I can't actually really remember what it said because what he says tends to just go one ear and out the other. But that doesn't seem there's a big urgency in the January window, which is wrong. So if we lose Loser and Marma to AFCON, it is going to be worrying.
Just lastly, what positions would you be looking at if we're like a month away from the start of the window?
Centre mid.
if we're going to continue playing 4-4-2, we need a dynamic, we need a athletic centre midfielder.
And I think we could see a centre back come in. I was slightly worried.
Surely not. What about Foremost Mendy? Has anyone seen Foremost Mendy?
I was slightly worried.
Jacob's looked at the cover there. That's got to be me. There's a little.
I was slightly worried that because we should see him come in and start Max Lane on Tuesday night. I was worried that if we didn't see him, he could get recalled by Man City and sent on loan where he's going to play somewhere. Because they didn't look like how he fancied him, but yeah,
Top
centre half,
top
maybe.
player.
A few questions to be asked. Probably the answer we already know. Lads, anything else you want to add before we finish?
What do we need to do for everyone to get your hands on one of these?
Yeah, let's have a reminder. So just a reminder, we've got the Orns. Oh, I love it, lads. I'll be honest. Charlie sort of brought them out early, and we were unfortunately to Junction Cafe. We were all getting changed in there in the dining area. But if you want to get your hands on one of these, let us know in the comment section below, but also leave a like on the video. Let's say 100 likes and let us know in the comments if you fancy it.
Get in the comments if you fancy it, let us know.
And a reminder, all proceeds for these would go to Hertfordshire Mind as well. So
if
a
you
really,
love charity,
really good cause.
get your hands on
if
one
you
of
love
these.
jumpers, if you love Hertfordshire Mind,
the WD18 Christmas party.
Lads, all good? Leave it there?
All good.
Thanks so much.
Brilliant.
Thanks so
Thanks,
much.
guys.
Thanks so much to the Junction Cap for having us. We'll be back. If you like these sort of videos, let us know in the comment section below as well.
I love this sort of video.
I do. I love you.
Oh, thanks, Vicky. And you, brother.
Charlie, I love you too, man. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves. Have a lovely week. And we'll be back very, very soon. Take care. And up the Hornets. You would.